All right, everyone. Welcome to this Clubhouse this evening. Your energy, your health, be responsible with empowering solutions. I would like to start by raising the vibration in the space we're in now by calling for the highest possible vibration and calling for the truth to come into discussion this evening so that we may see the truth in all that we see, so that we may hear the truth in all that we hear, and so we may speak the truth in all that we say. Shall we be in that frequency of truth, and shall we have nothing but the truth? Shall I call for the power divine feminine to bring balance back into our world, showing us the way through honor, respect, and gratitude? Shall I call for the power divine feminine to bring balance back into our world, showing us the way through honor, respect, and gratitude? Shall I call for the power divine feminine to bring balance back into our world, showing us the way through honor, respect, and gratitude? I now let everyone take a sip of water and ask for the water to hydrate our brains and body. Water is the medium that holds memory and will assist in the flow of information that we're receiving this evening on Clubhouse. Now I'd like to ask for everyone to take a deep breath in, bringing in peace, and release, exhaling, letting everything else out. And deep breath in, bringing in peace again, release and letting everything else all out. Take another deep breath in, bringing in joy and gratitude, and exhaling out, releasing all that does not serve you. And like Veritas, everyone, I call for the oneness and truth of the information shared by each and every one on this call this evening, calling in that frequency of truth and all that is truth with honor, respect, and gratitude to you all. The greeting in Lakesh is a Mayan greeting for oneness, signifying unity where everything and everyone is interconnected. It is the idea of a community where we share with one another ideas, goals, and aspirations so that we all, as one, can benefit and thrive. And veritas is the Latin word for truth, to see the truth in all things. So therefore, en Lakesh and veritas is that declaration in which we are clearing our spaces, the space we're in now, so that we may be able to bring forth a truthful, elevated, enlightened discussion this evening, clearing away those ill thoughts that we tend to and carry with us from our everyday life experiences. The words en Lakesh and veritas are powerful words of affirmation, bringing into the space vibration and frequency that assists in bringing in clarity and a greater understanding of truth to all who are present and to all who are listening. Remember, our words have power, so it is important that we use our words carefully, using words of upliftment, encouragement, and enlightenment. And by doing so as a collective, will help to transform our spaces and places of higher frequency, resulting in better experiences in our lives and raise a vibration of those who we touch. All right, can everyone hear me better? Is it more clarity? Hoping the reception will, I change this.
Yes, it's better.
Okay, good. So remember that our words have power and it's important that we use our words carefully. Words of upliftment, encouragement, and enlightenment, and by doing so as a collective will help to transform our spaces and places into higher frequencies that will result in better experiences in our lives. It will also help to raise the vibration of those who we touch. So, en Lakesh and veritas, everyone, with honor, respect, and gratitude. And before we begin, I'd like for everyone to again hold your water in your hands and with intention in mind, send the frequency of en Lakesh to your water. And then take a sip of your water. Remember, we are 70% water, and water holds information and memory, thereby assisting in incorporating that elevated frequency of en Lakesh into our cells, signaling into our bodies. And using this technique will allow for the ease and flow of the information we'll be sharing with one another this evening. All right, everyone. Let us discuss. Last week, we had a great discussion regarding inspiration and motivation. And during our discussion, Stephanie, shared with us feelings of anxiety she felt in the pit of her stomach with a situation that came up from that she had to deal with, and shared with us how she resolved it by breathing, doing breath work. Can everyone hear me? Am I still breaking up?
Just a little. You were
Just
breaking up just a little.
just a little bit.
Hmm.
All right, I might just try to use it. But anyway, did you hear? So, Stephanie, you inspired me with the information that you shared with regards to anxiety that you had. Let's see. Okay, is that better? Oh, I got an echo. Hold on a second. How about now? Is that better?
Great.
Does
It's great.
it's better? Is there an echo? Okay, perfect. So, Stephanie, you inspired me last week. And someone else also shared with us, that evening about how they overcame those feelings of that anxiety that was in the pit of their stomach. And so, today I've been inspired to talk about anxiety and those emotions that affect the solar plexus. So the chakras let's talk about the chakras. The chakras are energy centers that align along the spine and that affect our emotional and physical well-being. And they're invisible to the third dimensional naked eye. But when these energy centers are in balance, your health is optimized and you feel great. So when out of balance, it can cause issues with your emotions and thoughts and actions. So let's look at the solar plexus. This is the area that Stephanie spoke about, pit of her stomach. Everyone has experienced this feeling of queasiness and uneasiness in the stomach. And when um, I get that feeling, I feel like I have to go to the bathroom, And I bet that this type of feeling I would get when I have to take major exams. That was a pretty stressful experience for me when taking these medical exams that I had to undergo. But the solar plexus is also about our will, our confidence, our willpower, self-esteem. So the solar plexus is indicated by the yellow color, and according to bioenergetics, your willpower is in balance when you're able to make transformative decisions that you desire, or you're able to move clearly towards your goal with motivation and strength. You are undeterred by life's challenges and may stand in your way of aligning with your purpose and achieving your goals. So if you have too little willpower, you're easily distracted, by things outside of you and led off your path. And then a lack of willpower can mean that you will not believe in your own abilities to transform, to accomplish. And then someone with too much willpower may be fixated on their goals and purpose at the detriment of others. And people tend to run the risk of being burnt out with too much willpower, or if that's too much willpower from the solar plexus. So does anybody have any experiences that they want to share, with regards to the solar plexus? When I read these definitions, it was like a light bulb for me, and I saw myself realizing that, recent experiences that I had was showing up in my solar plexus, getting that queasy, funny feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it was just an indication that I needed to align and strengthen my solar plexus. And also with me, I'm one that tends to get easily distracted. I have a million things going through my head. It has to stems a lot from my training too. So I really had to get to working on aligning and strengthening this energy center, and then the solar plexus is also related to digestion. And when in good balance, you have a good digestion, normal flow of your digestive juices. Anybody have anything to share?
Catch Veritas, I expecting gratitude.
And location veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude.
Yeah, I wanted to share my solar plex, something about my solar plexus. Plexus. It's for me, it's a very big indicator of imbalance. I have historically in this lifetime tended to hold things in that area, and it has to do with movement, it has to do with stagnation. Um, it's not necessarily, constipation or anything like that. It has more to do with just movement, in my a lot of whenever there's emotional things going on, it definitely is affected there.
Hmm.
And so, what I get warnings easily there. I feel it in my belly, and then there's burning, there's everything. So it's a big like emotional thing for me.
Hmm.
And I know that at some point there was a time when I was eating. I know Alda has talked about this when I'm eating some foods that were live, and it got stuck. They got stuck there when they should have been. Normally, when you eat raw foods, lots of things with water and fiber, you tend to move, but that wasn't happening. It was just getting stuck right there because it was an indicator that I was stuck in my thinking. I was being incongruent. So I just wanted to share that, that's something I've been working on for a long time, and it's much better. I still have work to do because it's been going on for this lifetime, and probably I'm sure others. There's been some
Right.
affectation there. I've been told that there was some in a previous lifetime. There was like some things, not just with myself but with my family. So for me, it's a big. It has always been a big indicator for me to work on and move and things like that. And yellow really gets me going, yellow, sunny,
Hmm.
brightness. It helps me a lot. And I love to be in the sunshine.
Right. The sun is very energizing,
That's what I wanted to say.
and
And look at
and
your house,
you're
I'm
right.
expecting gratitude.
Yes, and location veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude. Thank you, Serenia. Life's a journey. And so what we're doing is we're just sharing indicators that of signs that may help you in order to help balance you out and get rid of those incongruent feelings, these feelings that are signs or indicators of incongruencies that are within you. So sharing this information is actually helping each and every one of us. The things that I did in order to clear those feelings was I lit a yellow candle and I sat there and meditated, focusing on my solar plexus. Stephanie shared the great tool of doing deep breathing exercises. That significantly helps. When you're meditating, do affirmations. The whole responsibility is great. One thing that I've recently been doing is journaling, and it's a great way to identify what's bothering you. When you identify the imbalance of thought, then that's half the battle. And then it's time to clear it. And a lot of times when you go back and then you look back at what you journaled and why if you look back at why were you feeling that way, why you were having those feelings, and you write them down, you find out how silly that thought was, that thought. And a lot of times it's regarding self-esteem, or confidence levels, your willpower, and by doing that, it'll help you to bring it forward and to shift. And taking salt baths, using DNA salts. There's the yellow salt that'll assist in the willpower and clearing away interferences. Does anybody else have anything to share? Their experiences with willpower. Stephanie,
Invocation Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude.
honor,
I was
respect.
just getting ready to speak on the yellow DNA salt.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using that a lot recently, and it has really transformed my experiences. And I realized that um, a lot of this is programming,
Mm-hmm.
and we are just thinking of something in the future that hasn't even happened.
Exactly.
And you put yourself in this whole frenzy, uh, you know, and you're like, you have to pause for a moment and say, you know what? None of this has even happened. And I'm just got myself all out, bent out of shape over
Yeah.
something that hasn't even occurred. But I'm getting ready to make it occur.
Yeah. By the thoughts, by putting the energy into those thoughts, those
Yeah,
imbalanced
I'm
thoughts.
I'm getting ready to create a whole scenario that just wasn't even getting ready to happen. But now you've created it, so what are you going to do about it? How are
Right.
you going to clear it? How are you going to get yourself back straight? So, the whole responsibility, just shifting your mind. And I just talked to myself.
Mm.
Recently I just been talking to her like, Stephanie, hey, stop it. Just stop that. That's not even occurring. And
Right.
half
Right.
the stuff, I'm not even gonna say half, I'm gonna say more than half. About 95% of the stuff that we are getting ready or have conjured up, the other person that we've involved in that whole scenario is not even thinking about you.
Right. Right.
They're not even paying attention to or thinking about anything that has to do with you. But when you start thinking and creating these things, you bring them into the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you go. You got this whole thing that's just completely out of whack. So the yellow DNA salt has really been helping me. When I use it, I ask it to share its magic, protection, and healing with me, along with the original Epsom salt that I'm putting in the bath, also.
Right.
And and then I do the whole responsibility while I'm in the water. And
Okay.
yeah, and so the next day, because this normally happens like in the morning time, I get that gut feeling of something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can tell now that I'm not waking up with that feeling, with that anxiety,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's like staying away from me. It's like I'm not. When it comes up, I can catch it right at that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good.
Invocation Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude.
And Lakesh and Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude. Thank you for sharing, your tools. But and you're absolutely right. And the Epsom salt baths, it has magnesium. It's relaxing, and it's going to clear your etheric, energetic field of that whatever you may have even picked up during the day, or the thought that you picked up during the day. You want to be able to be rid of it and not have to sleep with it and wake up. The whole responsibility in the morning helps to balance your thoughts, in the morning before you start your day as well. So doing these practices helps to strengthen your energy into something that's positive. Doing
I
the
want Dr.
violin. Yes, Serenia, are
I
you there?
apologize for interrupting. Yes, I wanted to add something else to it. I was going to say, in addition to, like Stephanie was saying, she uses the yellow salts. I use them as well. And like I said, I wear more of the color yellow when I'm having more of the
Mm-hmm.
challenge. When I'm meditating, I use the practices. The Lord has taught us with the calling for the truth first.
Mm-hmm.
I do the meditation on the with the veritas symbol for truth, and then I go to the labyrinth for the calling for right thinking about it. So as the truth comes forth, then instead of looking at it from a negative perspective, when I ask for right thinking about the situation, then it's revealed to me through my guidance through the labyrinth, to my brain,
Right.
like, how is this right? How is this helpful? How is this supposed to happen? How is this information supposed to come forth? And then, why is it, going on? And then after that's revealed, then I go and call for correction, to that as I go into the Inlakesh rug, and I
Yeah.
keep going until more things, and then I go into the, Akasha, and I find out information, pull some divination cards. It's a
Yeah.
process every day, meditation and steps and practices that I follow that have helped me to help resolve that, to relieve the stagnation, to relieve because it's really a constipation. Even I don't physically get constipated. The slow movement is the same. It's the same kind of thing. So it's really more of it affects the willpower, because as you're slow moving, I found that my willpower, is diminished, when it's moving slowly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so those things have helped me, to be able to see truth and to be able to do something about it and to resolve some of those things. Because many times we know something, and then we don't know what to do with it. Like, like you
Right.
brought up before. But these practices, there's more. There's even more. But those are some that I found to be very, very helpful for me personally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and these are solutions, ways that you can tackle this feeling and imbalance on your own. Diane brought up the how she utilizes the labyrinth and follows it and so forth. It's meditative. It's all part of of a meditative practice, if you will.
In Lakesh Veritas, on respect and gratitude.
And Lakesh and Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude, Diane.
Yes, I do use the labyrinth to assist me in getting myself centered and right thinking, because it is the right thinking. But when you're going through the labyrinth card with your hand, with your finger, and you're meditating with that, it's so interesting what comes up when you just let go and
Mm-hmm.
let things flow. And, you know, if you stop, because there's a blockage, you just clear it and move on.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
it's it has been beneficial, yes, very much so for me. And sitting on the rug too
Yep.
is helpful too.
Right. Right. Yeah. Clearing out blockages. And realize, words. As I talk about in every clubhouse, words have power. The affirmations and the statements that are positive. It will eventually insinuate into your being and ask for those that do not serve you to be released. Thank you.
Absolutely, you can do that while you're doing the labyrinth,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because things come up.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. The deeper work, you can do bioenergetic scanning that helps to look for those blockages, identify them, identify imbalances in the chakras, and there, with the actual work of bioenergetics, you can clear some of those imbalances and imprint new information. But to do deeper work, the soul translation is an excellent way. The practices coming from of the sun, ancestors, freedom release, mental causations, and even the to relatable to the chakras, the healing colors. You know, the you talked about the call for true divination deck. They're holographic and a great way to correlate the chakra color to the maxim that was drawn and brought forward. Do you have anything more to add to that, Diane? Because that's your baby, the divine nation.
The cards, oh my goodness, they are amazing to me because I can look at one card sometimes and I can just sit with it and meditate with it for half an hour
Yeah.
because so much comes forward when you're looking through the color and the chakra and the platonic solid and the maxim and then the extra information that comes forward about that.
Mm-hmm.
If you just open up your mind and see the truth in what comes forward there, it's amazing.
Yeah.
um, you know, I do a card reading every day, but today I did one for a clearing I did that wasn't my own clearing. And of course, we all know as clearers that whatever cards come up are for us anyway.
Right.
And
Right.
it was fascinating. I'm like, oh, I could feel it in the property, but I'm like, okay. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to sit back and go, yes, that does apply.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then ask for it to be cleared. Words have power, and ask for it to
Yes,
be cleared.
absolutely.
And it is visceral. You will feel
Hmm.
the actual clearing of it.
Yeah. Yes, as we're clearing the property, we're clearing us too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all being cleared.
Right. 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 Thank you. And of note, the next Divine Nation workshop is scheduled for December 2nd, next Friday at 8 p.m. Working with this Call for Truth Divination deck, the companion to Call for Truth publication. Again, completely free. So encourage you to sign up, join, and it's a lot of fun. And I want to, does anybody else have anything more to say? Because I want to bring up, we had homework last week, didn't we? I asked everyone to be inspired and try something new to help raise their vibration. Did anybody do anything new? My new thing that I did was I worked on my solar plexus. I try to share with everyone what I go through during the week. Share with them because a lot of times, we are interconnected. We are en Lakesh. So things that are happening with me is happening to someone else, other people, with one another, each and every one of us. I mean, so you've got homework next week then. What new thing you're going to do energetically to help yourself, to help clear your anxieties and feelings. Just share with us next week. And then I wanted to remind everyone about Lota's monthly self-healing talk is coming up this Sunday, November 27th, where she speaks on the various earth elements related to the platonic solids. And next week it's air part 15. So I encourage you to sign up. And also, I don't know if everyone's heard, but there was just a new documentary release called Died Suddenly. I recommend that everyone watch it. You can find it on the Rumble app. Rumble app. It's actually very good. It's very, I don't know if I want to say it's graphic, but it's just a lot of truth in there. So I recommend you, yeah, it's intense, I should say. So I do recommend that you watch it. Does anybody else have anything more to say?
In Lakesh,
Diane?
with honor, respect, and gratitude, I'd like
Yes.
to make a comment about that Died Suddenly movie documentary.
Mm.
Yes, it is very graphic from someone who is not a healthcare provider or trained in healthcare. It was rather strong, but truthful. And actually, all the many of the things that came forward, Laut has been talking about and telling us that has been coming forward. And when she does her
Mhm.
monthly self healing talk, she says certain things are coming. And yes, this documentary was very interesting. I had to get over that, graphic stuff, but the information, I'm very the people that came forward with the information because they were from the funeral directors.
Mhm.
It wasn't from doctors seeing things because these people have not had autopsies, so they weren't going through the coroner in their process of getting the bodies prepared for burial and things. They do certain things which I wasn't aware of, but that's where they found all this information and they're like, this isn't right and we have to talk to somebody. And I'm very grateful that they had the courage to come forward with the truth and
Yes.
bring that information forward so that people really understand what's been hidden from us for a long time.
Yes. I agree. I agree. I was trying to figure out, well, is there a funeral director or an embalmer or someone that I know? I couldn't think of one, but I've been informing people from before this documentary came out to for them. I encourage them to ask, anyone that they do know, because I'm getting a lot of stories from several people of, you know, the family members who died suddenly.
Hmm.
This information is actually not well publicized. You
No.
know, scattered here, there, and everywhere. But if you look through the news and do a search, you'll see. And it's not just um, older people; it's young people, 20s, 30s,
Yes,
40s,
it's been happening in like entertainers
teens. Yep.
and sports figures, during,
Athletes. Yeah, athletes who are fit.
yeah, and they just fall down and that's the end. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up, Dr. Delilah.
Thank you. It's not something, I enjoy sharing it, but it's the truth. So it's like, okay, what do we do about it? I'm encouraging. I'm actually going to be starting another clubhouse, and I'm starting it on this coming Sunday, just like an introduction on women, empowering women, the divine feminine, and how we can restructure and rebuild our health and beyond. So it's anyone in our health and beyond. So, look out for the invitation in the flyer. But I'm thinking, we need to have a support system and figure out ways. What can we do collectively? We're a talented group of people. What can we do in order to support one another, figure out ways in order to restructure our health and beyond? And it's not just our physical health, our emotional health, our mental health, but our financial health, all aspects of our health. So look out for that invitation, because we need to do something, as we talk about in whole responsibility, take action.
In Lakesh and Veritas with honor, respect, and gratitude, Dr. Delilah, what's the name of the movie again?
Died suddenly.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you the link this evening.
Wonderful, thank you very much. In Lakesh and Veritas with honor, respect, and gratitude.
You're
I
welcome.
wanted to let you know also it's on Netflix now as well. I heard
Oh,
today I was telling someone who's actually on the line now, and she said she saw it is sitting there on Netflix as well. So
it should be available on Netflix as well, and a couple other
Okay.
venues.
Oh wow, so they allowed Netflix allowed to post it, huh? To hold it. Oh, okay. That's wonderful. So then I can actually share that link then. I'll have to go on Netflix and then see if I can share that link to people. So, all right, everyone. Does anybody have anything more to share? Thank you, everyone, for joining and participating. I know this is this pre-holiday meeting and discussion. Hope you have a great holiday weekend. Look forward to seeing you next week for more enlightening topics, providing tools of empowerment to benefit everyone and to share 'em. And remember, knowledge is power, and taking action from this knowledge is true power. With honor, respect, and gratitude, and Lakesh and Veritas.
Honor,
And
respect,
Keshe
Appreciate
and
time,
Honor,
Veritas,
gratitude.
honor,
respect,
respect, and
respect, and
gratitude.
and
gratitude.
Passion
Keshe
to
Veritas.
Veritas.